Tonight I'm taking you to the KFC that Kentucky Fried Chicken wants you to forget. An abandoned branch in the California desert that closed in 1998, and locals swear the smell of 11 herbs and spices still leaks out at night, sweet and thick and wrong, drifting over the Salton Sea like a corpse that learned how to cook. They say if you go inside after midnight, the Colonel doesn't just serve chicken anymore. He serves you. This is the true story of the Salton Sea KFC. Grab something to eat, but maybe not chicken. You are not ready for what I found on the tapes. What's up, creeps? It's Revenant. 10 years hunting the dark, and I have never once deleted footage until this one. 3 weeks ago, I pulled up to that dead restaurant alone. Midnight, no moon, just a blood red beer sign flickering across the empty lot like it was trying to warn me. The second I stepped out of the Jeep, the smell punched me in the face. Hot grease, rotting fish, and something copper, sweet underneath. You know the smell when meat goes bad, but somebody still tries to fry it anyway. That was it. The building looked melted. The red and white roof peeling like burnt skin. The giant Colonel on the pole had his face cracked clean in half, so his smile looked like a scream frozen mid-breath. Every window was smashed, but not random. Perfect circles punched out, dozens of them, like something inside wanted to watch the world with 100 eyes. I killed the engine. Silence, then a low, hungry hum. A deep fryer cycling on somewhere inside. 12:07 a.m. I should have left right then. Instead, I grabbed the GoPro, clicked record, and walked straight toward the building that was already breathing my name. The chain on the front doors was wet, warm, dripping something pink that caught my flashlight and threw it back like blood in neon. I went around the side, past the dumpster that was overflowing with feathers, long black ones that definitely didn't come from any chicken. The employee entrance was hanging open, just a black rectangle waiting. I stepped inside. The heat was wrong. Way too hot for a dead building in the desert night. Like walking into an oven someone forgot to turn off in 1998. My light swept the lobby, tables flipped. Chairs stacked into perfect pyramids like someone was building little altars to hunger. The giant Colonel mural on the wall, his face had been scraped off with something sharp. Just raw drywall where that famous grin used to be. But someone gouged 2 perfect holes and shoved broken red exit signs inside so it looked like he was crying light. And the smell, Jesus Christ, the smell. Old oil, bleach, and something sweet, rotten underneath, like a tongue left in hot grease too long. My EMF spiked so hard the needle bent. Then it flatlined into one long scream that rattled my teeth. That's when I heard it. A wet drag, slow, coming from the kitchen. Like something too heavy for legs pulling itself across greasy tile. I should have run. I walked toward the swing doors instead. The kitchen was pitch black except for one fryer. Far left, its red power light glowing like a demon eye. The oil inside was bubbling slow and black, thick as tar. Every few seconds a bubble popped and something inside twitched. I got closer, had to. Floating on top, face up, was a KFC name tag. It said I'm Colton. That was the fake name on the badge I lost 2 days earlier, 30 miles away. My stomach dropped through the floor. Then the walk-in freezer door behind me creaked, just an inch, and cold, wet air rolled out, carrying the voice of a little kid singing the old jingle. Finger-lickin' good, I spun. Handprints, hundreds, all over the freezer door, different sizes, some so tiny they had to be toddlers. Smeared downward like whatever made them was trying to claw its way back inside. And the prints weren't red. They were golden grease, still hot, still dripping. I couldn't move. Then every fryer in the kitchen turned on at once. 8 red eyes blazing. The temperature shot up so fast my skin blistered. The smell of burning hair and 11 secret herbs filled the room. I gagged, dropped my flashlight. It rolled under the prep table and lit up bare human feet dangling inches above the grease, tied with red, and white KFC twine, toenails painted logo red, the word extra crispy carved deep into the soles. They twitched. The twine snapped. They dropped into the black oil with a wet plop and vanished. That's when the freezer door slammed open all the way. Frost exploded out, but it wasn't clean frost. It was yellow and sticky freezer burn mixed with old batter. Inside, under the orange heat lamps that were still glowing after 27 years, hung the pieces. Torsos with no arms, arms with no bodies, heads with the skin peeled back like KFC bucket lids, skulls polished shiny, brains scooped out neat. Every single piece was breaded golden brown, dripping, still sizzling in the cold. And in the middle, wearing the original white colonel suit, black string tie spotless, stood something that used to be human. Its face was smooth batter molded into that famous smile. The eyes were two black peppercorns, and it spoke with the voice of every drive through speaker you've ever heard at 2 a.m. "Welcome to Kentucky, fried chicken. May I take your order?" Then it lifted one gloved hand and pointed straight at me. The name tag on its chest said, "Chai, I'm Colton." I ran, but the kitchen wouldn't let me leave. The floor turned to grease again, thick, sucking at my boots. The swing doors slammed shut and locked themselves. The colonel thing stepped forward, shoes squishing, leaving perfect little batter footprints that steamed. Behind it, the hanging pieces started to twitch, fingers flexing, mouths opening and closing like they were trying to chew air. One of the heads, a woman, still had her original 90s KFC visor on, turned toward me and whispered through breaded lips, "We're all finger-licking good now," I screamed. I don't mind admitting it. I grabbed the nearest thing, a rusted fire extinguisher, and swung it like a baseball bat at the nearest fryer. Glass exploded. Boiling black oil sprayed across the room. Where it hit the hanging meat, it sizzled louder. The pieces screamed in perfect harmony, high and greasy. The colonel thing didn't flinch. It just tilted its smooth batter head and opened its mouth. No teeth, just a dark tunnel that went all the way down, spinning like a deep fryer basket. It lunged. I threw the extinguisher straight into that hole. There was a wet crunch, then silence. Everything stopped. The fryers clicked off. The heat lamps died. The hanging pieces went still. For 1 second I thought I'd won. Then every piece of meat in that freezer started laughing with the same voice. My voice. I looked down. My hands were gone. Just golden breaded stumps, dripping hot oil. The last thing I remember is the colonel thing leaning in close, peppercorn eyes shining and whispering, "Original recipe or extra crispy." Then the freezer door slammed shut, and the fryers turned back on. If you're hearing this, it means I didn't make it out. It means whatever's wearing my skin right now is walking around somewhere wearing that white suit and that smile. So next time you're at KFC and the cashier looks at you a little too long, check their name tag. And whatever you do, don't order after midnight, because some hungers never close.